What happened to the sacred desk? The pulpit is very sacred, and people are playing with the pulpit. If you are a pastor, it's a standard you are held accountable to. You're not just a preacher for profit. Hey, glory to God. You're not a preacher just for prosperity. You are a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And this is just a nip of it, my friend. We just don't preach for a show. We just don't preach because our father was a preacher or because our mother have pushed us. But we are a preacher because we are called. That's why you can't go to school and say you're going to school to be a teacher or be a preacher. You got to be called by God. And if you're not called by God, you will use the pulpit very reckless. Yes, you will use the pulpit very reckless. Look in our church right now. You got more pimps and more prostitutes and more players on the pulpit. Yes, more pimps, more players, more pimps, and prostitutes on the pulpit. You take the gospel as not just a light thing. This is a serious business when it comes to being called by God. If you are a preacher, if you are a pastor, you don't cheat on God. Hey, glory to God. You don't, glory to God, use the pulpit as a reckless entertainment. You are discerning the Spirit of God. You are called because God have put a position for you to cry loud and spare not. The pulpit is not a political arena. The pulpit is not an auction ground. The pulpit is a place where we cry out loud and spare not, and lift up a voice, a trumpet, and show God people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sin. The purpose of the pulpit is not a battleground, glory to God, for you to profit from or you to look at women from, but the pulpit is a place where we call men to the kingdom of God.